Okay, hi everybody. Today we're going to work on section 5.3. Section 5.3 says to simplify complex fractions and to find unit rates. So we have to know what a complex fraction is. It's a larger fraction of fractions within fractions is what it looks like. Fractions with one or more fractions in the numerator, denominator, or both. So this is an example of what one looks like. We have 4/5 over 2/3. So you want to look for a bolded line so you can tell where the fraction line is between the other fractions. Another example of one could be 7 over 3/5. Notice the longer one is supposed to tell you where the fraction line is between the numerator and the denominator, okay? You want to look for a longer line or a bolded line to tell where the numerator and denominator are being separated. So, let's look at some of these. We're going to simplify these complex fractions. So what basically the fraction bar means is division. So this is our fraction bar right here. We have 1/3 over 1/4. Another way to translate this would be 1/3 divided by, and there's our third grade division sign that we don't see too often, 1/4. Now, we should know how to do this already. 1/3, we change this to multiplication, and we take the reciprocal of the second fraction. We just simplify this. There's nothing that we can cancel out. 1 times 4 is 4. 3 times 1 is 3. So 4/3, you can leave it like this because that is completely simplified, or if you really feel the need, you can make it into a mixed number, which is 1 and 1/3. Normally, if I can stop there, I will. What's the point in going this extra step where you could make an error? You can leave it as an improper fraction. Improper fractions, as long as they're simplified, are completely fine. So now I want you to try this one on your own, number 2. Similar to this one, okay, we have 2/3 in the numerator and we have 3/4 in the denominator. All right, I'm going to try another one with you, a little bit different. Okay, number 3, we have 2/3 in the numerator and we have 7 in the denominator. This was our fraction line. So this means 2/3 divided by 7. Bring down your 2/3, change it to multiplication, and you're going to take the reciprocal of 7, which is 1/7, because it's over 1 there. So when you flip it, it becomes 1/7. There's nothing that I can cancel out, so I go across. 2 times 1 is 2. 3 times 7 is 21. And you're done. 2 over 21. You can try this one. 14 is in the numerator, 7/9 is in the denominator. And simplify that one, please. Okay. Moving on. Now we're going to find unit rates. Now the reason why they're finding unit rates here is because you're going to be using complex fractions when you're finding the unit rate. A truck driver drove 350 miles in 8 3/4 hours. What is the speed of the truck in miles per hour? So what they want us to do is do 350 miles divided by 8 3/4 hours. So now this is a complex fraction because we have a fraction here, but there's a fraction inside of our fraction, so we need to simplify that. This is 350 divided by 8 3/4. Before you can flip this, you need to make this improper. So I'm going to write 350 divided by, I'm going to make this improper. This is 32. 32 plus 3 is 35 over 4. Now I'm going to flip it. 350, change it to multiplication, 4 over 35. Get some more room here. Okay, let me put this over 1. Yes, I can simplify it. I see that this ends in a 0 and this ends in a 5, so I can divide them both by 5. 35 divided by 5 is 7. 350 divided by 5 is 70. Hello? 7 times 280 over 7. Oh, we could have simplified the 7 and the 70. It's okay if we don't catch that. When you divide this, you get 40. And then our units are miles per hour, mph. If you realized here, you could have also divided more. You could have done that, or kept going across and simplified at the end. Okay, so the speed of the truck in miles per hour is 40 miles per hour. Now, this is what I'm going to leave for you to try. Aubrey can walk 4.5 miles in 1.5 hours. Find her average speed in miles per hour. So miles over hour, simplify them, and then write miles per hour in your units. Okay, one more slide. Changing percents to fractions in simplest form. Now you're probably wondering, why is that all of a sudden in here? Well, because we're going to have percents that have fractions inside them. So we're going to have complex fractions that way. So I'm going to do 2 with you, and then you're going to try 2 on your own. 4.5%. Now you have to remember, percent means per 100. So this means 4.5 divided by 100. So we have to simplify that. This means 9 over 2. I'm going to change it to multiplication. 100 is 100 over 1, so I'm going to flip it, 1 over 100. Now I have to simplify that. I don't think I can cancel anything out, so 9 over 200. And there you go. So I kept the first one the same. All I did was make it improper. I took the reciprocal of the second number, and then I simplified, multiplying across. All right, let me try number 2. 10 2/3% is 10 2/3 divided by 100. This equals 32 over 3 times 1 over 100. You might be seeing the pattern. You're doing percents. You're multiplying by 1/100th, basically. I can simplify here. So let me change my color. I can definitely divide by, let's see, I can divide by 4. I'll get 8 here. Divide by 4, I get 25 here. I think that's it. 8 times 1 is 8. 3 times 25 is 75. So 10 2/3% is equivalent to 8 over 75 as a fraction. All right, you are to try numbers 3 and 4. 6 1/4%, please make that into a fraction. And 3 1/3%, make that into a fraction as well. And that's it. Have a good night.